My name is JJ Gomez, and this is a story of how my curse became a blessing. Well, I was born and raised here in Bakersfield to two deaf parents. And I remember being a kid and I enjoyed interpreting. I couldn't wait to go to the store and sign for my mom. They went to go file for bankruptcy. We'd gone 3 times in a row, and each time an interpreter hadn't shown up. I remember this lady in front of me, I'll never forget her. She turns around and she says, "Your Honor, this kid right here can sign." And so he calls me up to the front and swears me in front of the judge. And I'm 9 years old, and had me interpret the entire bankruptcy case. And I was in horror. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know these words they were talking about. I'll never forget that day. That was a huge turning point for me. It wasn't until I was about 16 or 17 that I really got into drinking socially. And it wasn't a matter of time before drinking didn't produce the desired effect, and I turned to drugs. Before I knew it, I was doing drugs in between classes, in between jobs, interpreting. And because of my dependency upon that, I ended up getting into trouble a couple times with the law. Once you get into some trouble, it's hard to get back on top. I ended up with a couple felonies. I found myself not able to interpret anymore. Once they'd taken away my natural born skill, which was interpreting, it was where do I go from here? Financially, spiritually, legally, I was in debt to everybody. I'd found myself pretty much alone, living out of my car. It was when my car broke down in the middle of a field. That's when I remember looking at the sky going, okay, God, I get it. You're gonna take everything from me until I have nothing to fall back on. And then that's when I decided to make the move to actually go into recovery. It's crazy to see broken people walk in this building and leave with some hope. And that's really what happened for me. I've been able to come in here and just radically change my life. I'm talking complete 180. Part of the requirement of being in the men's home was that we took the CityServe anger management program. What's cool about the program is you don't just get anger management, you get shame conflict management, you get emotional management. I just remember getting this rejuvenation in my spirit. I had 2 little girls that, by the grace of God, their mom wasn't malicious in any way, shape, or form. She was, their mom would bring them to me no matter where I was, whether I was living in a park or couch surfing, and I would get to see him for a couple hours at a time. There was times when those little girls they would beg to see me. I was at a point in my life where nobody else wanted to be around me. Nobody else wanted to see me. But they did. Now I've got the support system in place. I've got my family that helps me out. I'm able to provide for them financially, which is a huge hurdle that I got over. It feels like I'm doing them justice. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm being the dad that I knew I should have been all along. Looking back, I'm able to see now that God had his hand on me the entire time. And now that I'm sober and I've reconnected with God, I can see how much he has done for me, and how much he can do for me, and what he's going to do for me. And like I said, this is just the beginning. This is just me getting back to ground zero, and it's just gonna take flight from here.